Hello and welcome. My name is Shania Morrison, and I'll be presenting an interpersonal communication skill project for course HSCO 508 at Liberty University. What is interpersonal communication? Interpersonal communication can basically be described in a form of communication where people involved talk and listen to maximize the presence of the personal. My overarching goal for this course as well as project was to identify and basically understand my personal communication deficits in order to pursue a significant and purposeful relationship with others. Stewart gives us a quote that says there's a direct link between the quality of your communication and the quality of your life. Who is Shania? I'm a 25-year-old graduate student that resides in Virginia Beach. I was raised half and half in Brooklyn, New York, and half in the city of Walterboro, South Carolina. I'm a graduate of Regent University with a bachelor's in English Communications, and I am now pursuing a graduate degree in Human Service Counseling at Liberty University. Communication for me has always been a big issue, as I had a speech impediment that I had to overcome in my younger years. But I like to go to one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible, in the book of Isaiah, that says, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." While doing this project, there were a few assessments that we had to take to figure out our behavioral blend and the way that we communicate. And one was the behavioral blend known as DISC, which D represents dominance, I influence, S steadiness or being supportive, and C is compliance and cautious. And for me, my personal blend was a IS, which is influence and steadiness behavioral blend, and it mainly focuses on being a people-oriented person. So my results were definitely accurate. The steadiness attributes that are typically seen are being true, peaceful, flexible, generous, and giving. And influence kind of mirrors the same thing with entertaining, energetic, sociable, and spirited. But some attributes that's not typically seen in my behavior blend are being shy, mild, trusting, open, and soft-spoken. The other assessment that I took part in while completing this project was the Quindom assessment, and it showed me at 92% insightful. And this indicates that I'm extremely adept to interpreting other people's words and actions and seeing things from their perspective, which likely for me I think is the reason why I have few misunderstandings, because I exhibit empathy, understanding, and I'm very attentive to nonverbal cues. While my results for my behavioral blend were pretty accurate, I began to focus in on my personal barriers. And those are exhaling and with self-disclosure, listening to understand, body language versus verbal communication. And that's basically reading what someone is saying by their body movements and body gestures versus listening to what they're actually saying to me verbally. And general trust of others. And this is due to previous abuse. For my self-disclosure and exhaling is being able to have openness and self-expression to others, as well as being able to disclose those things that you're receptive and inhaling from someone. You have to be able to do the same as well as exhaling and giving them opportunity to do the same for you. And that's something that I figured out I struggle in. And to work on this barrier, I'm using the O equals SAT method found in Stewart. And O is standing for openness, S self-awareness, A, self-acceptance, and T, just trust. My personal barrier when struggling with my general trust and communication is because of my background and experience as a victim of sexual abuse. And there's a quote from Redmond that says, "Sexual abuse of a child is not simply statistically significant, it represents a trauma that has lasting negative effects on victims socially, psychologically, sexually, behaviorally, and spiritually." But for me, in this moment while completing this project, I'm taking on the solution of getting counseling to help me with my disclosing of myself and being able to trust others. Resources and strategies. I have joined small social groups with other women my age within my church, which gives me the opportunity to exhale and have moments of self-disclosure with people I normally wouldn't. Counseling and therapy to overcome my trust issues. A mentor project as a youth leader within my church. And a new business venture where I actually had to go out and put myself out there to gain customers and come into contact with people I normally wouldn't on a day-to-day basis. My action plan is to identify when I become uncomfortable in a situation. Practice techniques for listening and thinking. You can't just listen without processing and actually thinking about what's being said. So Peterson gives us the layout of the heart, the head, and the stomach being a part of us making logical and very appropriate assessments when communicating. And just basically taking time to review and assess my communication via my family and my friends. Just getting that feedback of how I'm coming off to them with my communication and what I still need to work on. In conclusion, I've gone over the different types of behavioral blends that you have within interpersonal communications. I've gone over the strategies that I'm going to use to help me overcome my personal barriers and the action plans and the resources that I plan to use. But I have come to know that interpersonal communication is not something that can be changed overnight. With the right strategy and techniques used, you can move in the right direction. I have also taken in the things that I'm good at in communication and the things that I need to work on. And realizing these barriers and these things that I need to work on, I have made an action plan to figure out how to become a better communicator. And many things influence the way we communicate. Our family life, I talked about previous sexual abuse experiences. There's a lot of different things that has an influence on the way we communicate. And there's a quote from Krepner, and it says, "The study of human development, however, has evolved beyond the point of emphasizing the need to study relations between the developing person and the changing family." Just like their life's changing, your family's changing, there's a lot of things that influence your communication. So with those changes, you must have an action plan to adapt and be able to handle the new direction that you're going in. And to close out this project, I just wanted to end with one of my favorite authors. And it's a quote that says, "Language alone protects us from the scariness of things with no names. Language alone is meditation." Use your language to meditate, use your language to make a change, and communicate like never before. Thank you for watching.